welcome to the August Business Outlook Survey press conference call. My name is Catherine Dibling, Senior Media Representative, and with me today is Jason Novak, who will be answering questions from reporters Courtney Schlisserman from Bloomberg and Kathleen Madigan from Dow Jones. Jason is a Senior Economic Analyst in the Research Department. A few other reporters may be joining us later. Jason will now give a brief summary on today's report. Jason?
Thank you, Kathy. Good morning, everyone. Manufacturing executives responding to the Business Outlook survey this month reported moderate weakness in the sector. The survey's broadest indicators suggest that activity in the sector shrank this month. The percentage of firms reporting declines in new orders and shipments exceeded the percentage reporting increases. Labor market conditions in the sector receded in August as more respondents cut their number of employees and hours worked than increased them. Over the next 6 months, the executives surveyed continue to expect growth in the manufacturing sector, but their optimism has waned.
Now we will take questions. Courtney Schlisserman from Bloomberg, do you have a question?
Yeah, I guess just first off, I want to make sure I have the spelling of your name correctly. It's last name N-O-V-A-C-K or N-O-V-A-K?
K. N-O-V-A-K.
Okay. You mentioned the report showing moderate weakness. Going forward, is this consistent with this, basically a slowing in the economy?
Well, first off, this is only one data point. I would agree with you that there has been a weakening of demand. You've seen it over the past few months. But I'd like to make a point that this number is weakly negative. It's barely past zero. So to make a judgment that quick would be very difficult. I think you'd have to look at the other indicators underneath. Basically, new orders and shipments have the same kind of pattern. If you look back in January of 2008, the picture was much different. We saw sharp declines.
Okay.
So I think basically you got to keep an eye on the future. And if you look at new orders and shipments going forward, they're very positive. The outlook for 6 months.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, questions from Kathleen Madigan, Dow Jones.
Given all the other bad news we've gotten today, with claims and leading index, do you get a sense from the respondents that there has been a definite shift in the mood going into the second half?
I would say, looking at the comments of the past few months, that answer is probably yes, but it's not so much as a change in demand. They have been mentioning that a few have been mentioning that there's been weakening demand, but more of it's about uncertainty. Uncertainty about cost of employment going in the future, and basically tax structures. So I think those are the more concerns, and rather than a weakness in demand.
Follow-up questions? Courtney Schlisserman from Bloomberg.
No, thank you.
Kathleen Madigan, Dow Jones.
Yeah, when you mentioned tax structure, is that federal alone or Pennsylvania also, since we're dealing with our own budget problems?
I think there was no specifics. I think it's more about just the uncertainty of where the thing's going. I think a lot of people are waiting to see what happens first.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, if there are no more questions, I'll see you again in September.
Great, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. To follow up on the press conference, I'm going to ask Jason Novak, economic analyst, a few more questions about the survey. Now, Jason, we asked a special question this month and about export activity. Mm-hmm. So what did the manufacturers say about that topic?
Well, the response rate was pretty consistent with previous times we've asked this question. It's actually weakened slightly, and I think it may be more so about the export structure of our region. We focused on a lot of domestic production and domestic products rather than exports. So while they have seen increases in exports like other regions in this area, I think it's nothing to really worry too much about or trumpet about.
Now, when's the last time we asked this question?
In August of 2008 and August of 2007. So we have a pretty much yearly structure going forward.
Okay. Now let's turn to prices. They're being carefully watched right now. But it seems that the indexes really didn't signal anything amiss this month. And what's your take?
Some of the questions I was hoping to make an answer about this earlier, but we didn't receive it from the reporters. Costs have been a concern. I mean, but they haven't been shifting wildly, but they have been increasing. If you look at the prices paid index, and I think going forward that is also going to be a concern, and that might be a reason why you see this lot of issues in the employment indices of them pulling back and cutting back on average hours worked, simply because their cost structure is changing and demand is staying level. So those things are a concern because they're going to have to cut back to try to keep their profit margins.
Okay, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
You've just been listening to the Business Outlook Survey press conference call and a conversation with Jason Novak, Senior Economic Analyst. I'm Catherine Dibbling, Senior Media Representative. Next month's Business Outlook Survey will be posted on our website at 10 a.m. on Thursday, September 16th.